Hi all. Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. Well, it's been about 10 or 11 days that I've been off of YouTube, but I'm back. You know, when you're removed from YouTube for things that aren't true, it takes them a little bit, but YouTube eventually goes through everything and realizes that they were tricked. So my channel is back. It's been flagged. So any further mass attacks, they're not going to react like they did before. So thank you to YouTube for restoring my channel. And while I'm going there, I want to say a thank you to all of the people, Megan's Mole, Royal Daily Tea, all these people who went out of their way to shout out for me, make comments for me, let everybody know that I was okay when I had no way to communicate with everybody on YouTube, that were just generally happy. Now, there's a lot more than what I'm showing you on this screen, but I just want to say a big thank you to everybody for all your love and support. And a super big thank you to all of my followers for all of the emails. I'm so glad you guys wrote my email address down. All of the encouragement, all of the comments you guys sent to YouTube, the letters. I just don't know what to say to everybody except thank you so much for all of your support. And I also want to extend my thanks to Rainbow Radio FM. This is the radio station in New York that offered me a platform when YouTube cut me off initially. They added me to their online streaming service so that people could listen. So if you go to the website, you can see what you see above, and then you see the 3 bars on the left side. You click those and my videos/podcasts come up. And I have, in the 2 weeks since I joined them, over 1 million views. Thank you to the radio station for giving me a platform, and we're just going to continue to go forward. The Tarot Corner of Do did another reading, telling me what some people were planning, and I just love that kind of stuff. Thank you very much for your support as well. Now, before we move on, I want to give a shout out to this particular YouTuber, Famous Fortunes. I was told that he had given me a reading, so I turned it on to watch, and I was laughing my little butt off. This is absolutely hilarious. You guys need to see this. So watch this.
There must be some people out there with the most fragile egos you can imagine.
I mean, I love this guy. I'm subscribed. I'm watching. He's fabulous, but who do we know that has such a fragile ego? Okay, now we can jump in and let's get there, shall we? Let's go. So as you can see, I got a letter from YouTube letting me know that they reviewed my YouTube account and that everything was in order and I was given back my channel. Yay! But somebody found out about it and had an absolute meltdown. Now, we all know that Mr. Boozy worked really hard, and he claims that he is the one responsible for having me suspended. I don't know if that's true or not. He could just be taking credit for it. But for some reason, he really is now super hyper-focused on me, like it's ridiculous. He's trying to shame YouTube into changing their mind. But since I didn't break their rules, they're not going to take away my channel. But here's the interesting thing. You see how above he puts, she uploaded to Dailymotion and they removed her videos and everybody's been removing her videos. Did anybody ever wonder why? He mass reports. Here he is telling people how to mass report. There's a Twitter shot that I have from the Dailymotion account where people are being told also how to mass report. That's the trick. But they're not falling for it anymore. Nobody is. I agree with this tweet from Lynn. I do think he is hyper-focused on me, but where you said he can't go a day without mentioning me, I think he can't go 10 minutes without mentioning me. It's like creepy. It's like a creepy stalker. Now, he's claiming that this was a Pyrrhic victory, but most of us who know how to use a dictionary know that that means actually that I won, but I had to give up something of greater value, which is absolutely not true. That actually would be something that you would apply to Meghan Markle, since she won her £1 victory in court, but yet everybody found out she had lied about helping with finding freedom. That's actually the correct meaning of the word. So the CEO and professional businessman of a company is now reduced to putting out these kinds of tweets. Right. So I'm only going to say this. In a year, he only managed to ban 2 people from Twitter. Everybody else just went private because they didn't want to deal with him. And he only managed to get 2 channels off of YouTube, and one got her channel back. So he really still needs that money to be coming in from the Sussex Squad. And if they want to continue to fund him, that's their business. But, fools and their money are soon parted. All right, now let's move on to our stories for today, okay? Let's go. Now, we all know that Meghan is doing the podcast called Archetypes. You guys, I'm not kidding. She's trying to trademark that word. A word that has been in the English dictionary, in the English language for 470 years, because she decided to use it for the title of her podcast. And I have to say that I agree with what Anna Wang wrote here. Meghan thinks she can freely use the word royal, which is a word associated with a 1,000-year brand to make big money, but nobody should use the word archetypes, which is a concept she plagiarized, announced less than a month ago. Not a single episode has been produced yet, but she's still trying to take it over. Wow. Unbelievable. Now, here's the thing. She made the application to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office last month, but all these other companies that use the word archetype in their names, like skincare and cleaning products and stuff, they're going to fight her because they've already established a trademark. So I don't know what makes her think that she could do something like that, but yeah, that's just typical, I can do what I want behavior. All right, moving on. The next thing that came out was people are saying that they can spot an opportunist, and that it's very obvious that when Meghan offers political opinions using her platform, that she's trading off the title she gained through marriage, but that she stepped away from the royal family, and that she and Harry rejected real and meaningful royalty for superficial Hollywood fame. And I completely agree with that. And the truth is, Harry and Meghan are nobodies in the U.S. without their royal association. And that's why they're clinging to those titles with both hands. Because otherwise, nobody would be interested in anything that they did. Really. All right, this next story that came out was that the person who worked for Mayhew, I think is the animal place, that she was a patron of, but is no more, interestingly enough, because I believe that's one of the patrons that she was going to keep, one of the patronages she was going to keep when they had everything stripped. This person passed away, so of course she had to write an open letter sharing the heartbreak of the death of her friend. But what I found interesting about the whole thing is the letter basically turned the whole thing about her and not her friend who died. It was all about her and the way she felt. And I was like, really? And then it mentions the 2 dogs that she currently has and didn't even mention the rescue dog that she adopted that she left behind in Canada. He was completely omitted out of the story. Instead, it just mentioned Bogart and Pula. Wow, I found that very interesting. Well, I got to say, I'm really getting sick of Andrew here. Apparently, Andrew and Fergie were given suspicious payments from an alleged fraudster, a former Goldman Sachs banker, and the payments included a gift of £750,000 from a Turkish millionaire. Ay vey. And supposedly, the money was being used for help with a passport so she could flee political persecution in her homeland, but she has since revealed she was the victim of a very serious fraud. So here's how the fraud was perpetrated. A payment of £750,000 was gifted to Prince Andrew from somebody named, and I hope I say this right, Nebahat Isbilen. Now that money was paid for the first time days after Prince Andrew presented a man named Mr. Turk with an award at St. James Palace. And he was giving that honor to Mr. Turk as part of his controversial Dragon's Den style competition known as Pitch at Palace. Another payment of £350,000, also linked to Mr. Turk, was made to Prince Andrew through a third-party account, and that account also paid another £225,000 to his ex-wife. Okay, now Andrew supposedly repaid the £750,000, but wouldn't comment on the rest of what happened. Now, the reason they're saying that this was a fraud is because the money that was handed over, apparently Mr. Turk is a con man who swindles Turkish millionaires out of money. So apparently there was a millionairess, a woman, that was swindled out of a £40 million fortune. Yeah, he swindled her out of her money. The money was supposed to help pay for a passport so that this poor woman could flee political persecution in Turkey, and instead he swindled the money and then gave it to Prince Andrew. Now, it also came out that one of Andrew's senior aides told bankers that the payment was for Beatrice's wedding. And the Daily Mail, God bless them, they got a transcript of a phone call on November 14th of 2019 between Andrew's former aide and the bankers that act for him. And the bankers actually asked for the purpose of the transfer. And, who was the senior member of the household at the time, but no longer works there, said it's a gift for the wedding. It's a wedding gift. Apparently not. Just so you know, Fergie has said that she was unaware of the allegations. She's concerned what's been alleged. And Eugenie said she doesn't know any of these people, which I find interesting since the person gave her a very expensive bracelet and he was at her wedding. Does anybody else just find it amazing that he always seems to be embroiled in a scandal that involves money and funds coming into him? Very odd. All right, so the Turk met Andrew in London on at least 2 occasions, it's being reported, including at a dinner with potential investors. And later there's pictures of the Turk sharing pictures with Andrew and some other people. Now, another court document says that somehow they've been giving money to the kids, that Andrew's eldest daughter, Beatrice, apparently got an 18,000 pound gold and diamond necklace after he was invited to her 21st birthday party in Spain in 2009. Yeah, it's apparently he also went to Eugenie's wedding in 2018. Yeah, that's how this stuff works. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Andrew needs to disappear. If there is a private family function where they're, sitting at a dinner table, whatever, that's one thing. But the man needs to stop with all of this stuff, go away and disappear. Seriously. All right, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Finn update time. Now, I know you guys have really missed Finn and the cats, but this is just going to be Finn today. I did, for those of you who don't know, I broke off a tooth in the back right, the farthest back tooth on the right side lower jaw. It is not my wisdom teeth. My wisdom teeth were removed when I was 16, but it was broken. There was no way to fix it, no way to cap it. The tooth was going to have to come out, and they tried to do it while I was awake. It was a horrible experience. I couldn't take the pain, and I'm no wimp, but I couldn't take the pain. So I went and had a conscious sedation done, and they pulled the tooth. For those of you who follow Yankee Wally on Rumble, you know that the day of the procedure, I called her. She had me in stitches, saying the doctor was going to use, fishing line to suture me up, and she really kept my mind off of it. But anyway, when I got home with my swollen face and jaw, I laid down in bed, and Finn came right to me, and this is what happened. Watch this. I just woke up from a nap. I've been very tired since they pulled my tooth. And Finn was on the bed with me, and I'm looking around. I'm like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? And then I look over. Somebody's cold and got himself all tucked in. Right? Okay, Bubby. So I would love to know all of your thoughts. I know everybody's happy that the channel is back. What do you guys think about the scandal now that Andrew is involved in? And what do you think about Meghan trying to trademark a word that's been around for 750 years and that multiple people and companies are using in their names, but she's trying to trademark it just for herself? What do you think of that? All right, you guys, don't forget to leave those comments. You know how I love them. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Getter. You can follow me on Rumble. Don't forget you can email me. For those who have donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much, especially since I've been back. Everybody's donating coffee. Yes, I was running low. I'm going to go shopping in a couple of days and get some coffee. Thank you so much for everything, you guys. And as always, have a great day.